everybody, I'm Christian with Thrash Eaters, and we're here with the one and only Marty Friedman. Marty, how you doing right now?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for asking. How's everything going in Japan right now?
Absolutely fantastic, man. This is the most English I've spoken in a long time. I've been doing these interviews for hours right now, so I'm getting pretty good at it.
Goodness gracious. Do you miss speaking English regularly, or is that not something you think about?
You know, it's a funny thing because the only time I speak English is like when I'm doing this kind of stuff or when I'm talking to my family or people working on my tour and label stuff in America. So in normal day-to-day life, I don't speak it at all. So sometimes it's very strange. The words don't come to my mind as quick as the Japanese words, and I keep finding myself searching for words that don't exist. So it's a very strange thing, but it's kind of funny when I make mistakes.
No problem. But yeah, we're just really excited to have you. So thanks again for taking on all these interviews and doing all this. We're really excited for it.
Thank you, man. I'm completely stoked.
Yeah, but I just wanted to kick things off because I remember seeing a YouTube video a few years ago about when you had Kerry King on one of your TV shows.
Right.
And I love the way that show was designed. I think it was Rock Fujiyama, right?
Right, I think.
Yeah, well, one of those. But yeah, I just really loved how one of my favorite parts was when you guys pick out the CDs. Like, the song starts playing, you guys have to, like, put your hands on the CDs. And I thought, as a fan, it was just so much fun to watch. So I guess my question for you would be, if you were able to host more metal people on a show like that with those kinds of segments, who else would you add on?
Oh, wow. I remember when I was doing that show, and it might have been a different show, but I remember I really wanted Andrew WK, and so when he came on the show, I was really excited, and it was just a crazy show. Actually, I had nothing to do with who came on the show. It was all kind of done by the network and all that stuff, but that's a good question. You caught me off guard, man. Anybody, you know, I think the majority of the people who came on the show were not from metal bands and stuff. The majority of the people, the guests, were Japanese, either like TV people or models or actors or people in the Japanese media world. And the idea of the show was to expose their secret heavy metal fan desires and fanaticisms and stuff like that. And every once in a while, we'd have people like Kerry King or Andrew WK or we had some Scandinavian metal bands on there and stuff. And so it was a rarity that we'd have the foreign bands and stuff on that show. But those would be the ones that people would pick up on YouTube. So when I'm outside of Japan, those are the ones that people mention. But the majority of that show was like, all the guests were Japanese all the time, so it kind of caught me off guard. It really, it was kind of a rarity that the people, you know, I guess Paul Gilbert was on the show, and
cool.
You know, a lot of really cool guys and on the show, but the majority of the guests were just like Japanese, you know, TV people and stuff like that.
For sure. And yeah, I think it's kind of interesting how you mentioned like trying to find like the metal fandom and, you know, like the Japanese people. But I think it was kind of interesting how for the Kerry King thing, trying to find out some of the non-metal stuff that he was into, and you were like just a pinch away from getting him to play like Hotel California.
I mean, the thing, the whole, you know, kick of that show was to take people like, say, for example, a television news announcer who looks like a very proper, you know, very nice, you know, very well-schooled, educated news announcer, and get them on the show and get them talking about heavy metal and stuff. That was the point of the show. Mm-hmm. That was, it was always funny, and these people are always like closet metalheads, so it was great to expose their metal fandom on the show. So that was the idea of the show, but every once in a while there'd be like real metal people on the show.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I really dug about your most recent album, Infernal, was including Davidson from Revocation for one of the songs. So I thought that worked really well. Is that something that you would pursue again in the future by getting like some younger musicians on your releases?
Absolutely. I just loved it. I mean, Dave was an absolute fantastic guy to work with. You know, the whole the whole point, the whole goal of that guest thing was to have guys who've said nice things about me in the press, but have their own completely separate identity. You know, none of these guests on the albums are Marty clones in the slightest. Just like Dave Davidson, he's got his own sound and style that is completely unique and fantastic. And at the same time, he'll also say, yeah, you know, Marty was an influence. So I was just blown away by guys like that. And that was the whole concept, you know. I wanted to get their enthusiasm on the record, and I wanted to bounce off of that. It was just a very organic and fun experience.
Absolutely. And kind of talking more on that subject, who are some younger metal bands that you find yourself liking?
Wow, so many. Right now, I don't know if you'd call it metal or not, but there's this band called Death Heaven. Have you heard of them?
Yes.
Yeah, they're like pretty much the heaviest thing I'm listening to a lot now. I've always been a fan of Decapitated.
Cool.
They're veterans now, so to speak. They've really been in there for a while, but they're a great younger band, and I think Death Heaven has the most heaviest rotation right now for me, though.
Cool, yeah, definitely. And then another thing I kind of want to touch on while we sort of close around here is you got this upcoming tour with Exmortus. Are you stoked?
Absolutely. This is my first tour in America, the first real tour of America that I've really ever done. I did a short run in 2003 on the West Coast, so I'm not counting that. This is it's a big one, you know. It's taken a lot to get out of Japan, you know. There's a lot, you know, kicking and screaming, you know. My management really didn't want me to go. But if there was ever a time to go to America, now is the time, you know. There's such a great response to Infernal, such a great buzz about the record. You know, promoters left and right wanting to do the tour. And this is the first time, actually, I've had that kind of response ever, to be honest. You know, not really a lot of interest in my Japanese stuff, you know, over in the U.S. up until now, where it seems to be, thanks to Infernal, people are, you know, they care about what I've been doing in Japan, and they're kind of very curious to what I'm going to bring to America. So this Infernal tour is just a big, exciting thing that I'm looking forward to, and my band, my Japanese band, they're just really besides themselves excited about it.
Absolutely. Honestly, everybody's excited for this. Like, oh my god, when I saw the poster come out, I was so floored, and just getting Exmortus on support is just going to be such a good bill, and so many people are going to eat that up. Is there any chance you guys are going to play together on stage at any point between you and Exmortus?
I'm not against it, man. I heard their music, and I think they're really cool, so I've yet to meet the guys, but you know, I'm up for a lot of crazy stuff. There's a lot of crazy things that I do. I don't want to give them away now. What city are you in?
I'm in San Diego.
Oh, so we're gonna play near there. Yeah, I've been known to like just drag people out of the audience to like suddenly play. I've been known to do some crazy shit. You know, I like to keep it fresh, and my band. They don't speak. Only one member of my band speaks English.
Wow.
So there's going to be a lot of insanity. Just keeping the audience involved with the actual members, and it's not just a guitar wank fest.
Good.
It's important for me. So I'm really excited, and there's going to be a lot of surprises.
Yeah, absolutely. Cannot wait. It's going to be an awesome tour. Can't wait for your performance, and I know so many people are, but you got a really tight schedule, so I know we got to let you go, but thanks so much for your time, Marty. You've been awesome.
Thank you, Christian. I look forward to seeing you out there.
All right, take care.
Take care. Bye.